Alright, so welcome back, guys. Welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm giving you guys my review for The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 1, Acheron Part 1. Now, if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, there to miss more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So, The Walking Dead final season has begun, and if I gotta be honest, I was not impressed. I did not... it didn't live up to the hype that I had heard. I didn't watch it early on AMC Plus. I got to see some of the early reviews from people, and I just didn't find it as exciting as other people did. And it just felt like kind of a letdown. I mean, we got the episode starting with the group at this military base trying to get supplies and whatnot. And right away, I hated the fact that it was all dark and nighttime scenes. I absolutely hate those kind of scenes. And honestly, I really feel like they use those kind of scenes to kind of, hide the fact that there's not good CGI, not good production. So I really hated that. It was very bad. I couldn't see anything half the time. So I got to take off a lot of points there. Again, if you haven't watched my channel, you don't know, but Blind Entertainment, I'm visually impaired, so that also had an effect on how I felt about this premiere with it being all dark. So I really hated that. But like I said, they get what they need, they get out there, and they return to Alexandria. We get to meet more of Maggie's people, and Maggie informs them that she knows a place where they can get food and supplies that she knows of, and she assembles a team to go with them. Negan among them, because I guess he's the only one there that knows the DC area. Like, I believe that's like probably a complete and utter bullshit. They just need Negan there to be, for confrontation with Maggie. Because there's no way you're not telling me that there's no one else in that community or no one else in that group that knows the DC area. I mean, Aaron even scouted in the beginning of back in season 5. You're telling me he doesn't know the DC area? That's just complete and utter bullcrap right there. You can't change my mind about that. The only reason Negan was there is just to cause conflict. But they head down. They're on their way, but a rainstorm forces them to go down into the subway tunnels, which is cool. But again, all in dark. I can barely see anything. I hate that. So we get to see more stuff. They run into some walkers, like we saw in that little sneak peek. It all was okay stuff, fine. But again, couldn't see much, and it just felt like they were trying to hide bad choreography, bad kills, just everything around that area. But also at that time, you also get a confrontation with Maggie and Negan. Now, Negan calls out Maggie because he believes Maggie's pretty much leading them into a bad situation, and Daryl's is just going along with her, along with Father Gabriel and the rest of the people from Alexandria. So he calls her out, and he mentions Gwen, and this whole leads up to a standoff between the two of them. And honestly, I feel like they're trying to build up tension, but there wasn't any tension, because we all know that both of them survived. We saw them in the trailer, so we know Maggie's not going to kill him. And so it's just that's just forced. It just felt like they needed to fill up time. So it's okay, we're gonna have Negan bring up Gwen, and Maggie's gonna have a showdown with him. Just not kill him yet, because we still need him. That's all it felt like. It just felt idiotic and stupid. But then you got a bunch of walkers trying to attack them, and they're forced to head into a train car, and they're all scrambling to get to safety. And you got my most hated point in the episode is Maggie being left for dead by Negan and falling off the platform. Worst cliffhanger of the show, next to the whole Negan kills whoever cliffhanger in season 6. Absolutely horrible. And again, we know Maggie's going to survive. We saw her in the trailer. So having her, potentially being killed off there is idiotic. It only like shocks like TV only fans. Like I watched the show with my dad. He was like, "Oh, Maggie's dead." I'm like, "No, we already saw her in the trailer. Don't worry, she's back." Like it was complete and utter bullcrap. And like I said, worst cliffhanger. So I didn't really like anything that went on there. However, we got the Commonwealth story. That was probably the only thing I really cared about. Mainly because it continued on with the story. And it's something we know from the comic, whereas this is completely, stuff made up for the TV show with Maggie's group. But we learned more about the Commonwealth. We got all four characters being interrogated by the Commonwealth people, asking them all these questions. Now, I understand some of these questions, like, like asking them certain of the questions I understand, but some of these questions were idiotic. Like, I don't understand why they were put in there. Like, where you lived, your zip code. Like, what the F does that care about? Do people really care about that in a post-apocalyptic world? Like, when was the last time you used the bathroom, and what'd you use for toilet paper? Absolutely idiotic questions. Like, what in the writing room came up with that? Like, I don't understand. There are way better, like, questions to ask than those. I did laugh at the fact that out of all of them, Eugene was the one who knew his zip code. That was kind of funny. I did like that. That was a good, funny moment. And then you got Ezekiel, who calls out Mercer. And I gotta say, if you watched my previous videos regarding the casting of Mercer with Michael James Shaw, you knew I was very, was kind of worried about his casting just because the guy didn't have much on his resume. However, I think he did do a good job as Mercer. But yeah, I did like how Ezekiel called him out. A really great scene. I also found it interesting that he didn't bring up his cancer. That was very interesting. Again, they don't really notice people, so it makes sense that Ezekiel doesn't bring that up. And I did like how they asked if he had cancer or there's any history of cancer. That was an interesting question there. That was going to be important to the story. Of course, they asked him what they did before the apocalypse. We knew that was coming. All good stuff there. But then you got the group saying, we don't trust these guys. Let's get out of here. And you got Princess, who has noticed some, little details, some quirks about the guards that are watching them. So she informs the group of these little things that she's noticed and used those as her advantage. And I guess Eugene and Yumiko disguise themselves as guards and pretend to take Princess and Ezekiel somewhere else. So I really like that. It was a good way to get around that. And the group is heading out to escape. However, they find I think it's the wall of the lost. I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But they find that area. And it's outside this building. And it's like down this back alley. Which, first off, I like that they incorporated the wall of the lost. That's all great. However, the placement of it looks stupid. Like, they put it in this, like, back alleyway where no one's gonna see it. Like, really? Like, you couldn't have put that out somewhere more, like, at the gates of the Commonwealth? It just looks stupid being behind this building. I mean, really? Like, who thought that was a good idea? And they're getting ready to leave, and Princess notices a thing from Yumiko's brother. So we get that little. So Yumiko goes to the wall, says she can't, leave. She has to find her brother, and our group pretty much stays behind with her and leaves and decides to stay. Honestly, again, just wasn't feeling this episode the way everybody else was hyping it up. The dark scenes really annoyed me. I couldn't see anything. Again, feel like they're hiding stuff. And the Negan and Maggie standoff, again, waste of time. We knew nothing was going to happen there. The horrible cliffhanger that I absolutely hated. And it's not because Negan left her for dead. That has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the fact that we know Maggie survives. Like, if we didn't know Maggie survived, it would have been a lot better. But we know she survived. So, like, it's a wasted cliffhanger, except for TV only fans. So, like, I just didn't like it. So, with all that being said, the Commonwealth was probably the only thing I really cared about and was interested in. Yeah, that's probably about it. So, given, the dark scenes, really didn't felt like they're hiding stuff, like I said. The Maggie and Negan standoff, which was pointless. And the pointless, cliffhanger. All unneeded. So, for this episode, and I know I'm going to be in the minority here because everybody seems to love this premiere, thought it was like the greatest episode ever. I'm only going to give it a grade of 7 out of 10. I'm sorry, but I just didn't like this premiere. Like I said, darkness was annoying, stupid cliffhanger, and pointless standoff between Maggie and Negan. So, 7 out of 10, nothing higher, just a complete letdown. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the premiere in the comment section down below. So, yeah, guys, that's my review of The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 1. Acheron Part 1. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon, never miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, which is linked in the back section of my YouTube channel. As always, been Vision Hero Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.